Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Today we're talking about desire. What is it that you want? We touched on it a little bit yesterday, but we're going to go a little deeper today, and we are going to brainstorm out and ask you a couple of thought-provoking questions, challenge you to spend at least 5 minutes quiet time today, just getting started on this and just starting to write down everything that you want. And of course, you're not going to write down everything, but write down the big things that pop into your mind today, because the ones that you think of first are probably the most important to you and of the highest priority. So we want to capture those as quickly as possible. We're going to work on a 9-part life framework this year. I'm going to just talk about it for about 1 second because I'm going to talk about it all year long. It is a framework that I learned from Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn, literally, I think back in 1980 or the early 80s for sure. And it was a 7-part life framework. But then after the COVID pandemic, I added 2 more areas. And what I do is I use this framework for pretty much everything. I've been telling people for a couple of years now, but prior to that, I kind of just kept it to myself. That's how I ran my life. And I probably kept it to myself because I wasn't doing it for a while. I wasn't using it. And my life went spiraling out of control and led to a sudden cardiac arrest and a death event. So I don't recommend that anybody does that. But so many people I see are running down that track of trying to do everything, be everything, have everything, and making it so hard and so complicated. And I'm here to tell you, it does not have to be that way. Somehow along the way when we're growing up, we believe that it does. We believe we have to hustle. We believe we have to struggle. We believe it's going to be hard. But if it's hard, and what we're doing isn't for us. It's an indication to us that we're not on the right track. It's taken me a long time to start listening to that small inside voice that we all have telling me, you are running into a brick wall. Stop before you hit the wall. So each of the life framework areas, I use them to set my lifelong legacy goals and then to break them down into bite-sized pieces. And we'll do that on this challenge in each of these different areas and aspects of our life. We'll spend 1 month focusing in on each of these 9 life framework areas, which are, now, no making fun of my graphic, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, and then communication and confidence are the 2 that I added following some coaching I got in 2020 and 2021. I was with a coaching program. And I have found that when I think about all these different areas and set up a goal or something, at least 1 goal in each area, but then I also prioritize and rank them. And we're going to go through each of these exercises a step at a time. So it's not overwhelming. So it's actually easy and fun. And you want to do it to set your life up for more success, more flow, more freedom, less stress, to me, it's less doubt, worry, and fear, right? Those are the big 3s in my mind. And then we could add scarcity and lack as far as the top 5 things that really undermine us in any area and aspect of our life. So today we're going to think about all of these different areas of our life, us as a whole human being, and what do we want? What do you desire? What do you want with respect to that? I'll share some that I've written down already just to be open and transparent in terms of that I do this right along with you and too. So what do you want? Spend 5 minutes quiet time today starting out your list. You're not going to finish it. You're going to think of things that you want to add to it throughout the day as you go about your day. That's what I do with just about every exercise we do. I'll start it in the morning. I'll do a little something, but then I usually carry around my handy dandy annual challenge notebook. And whenever I think of something, I just write it in there and I add it in there. So I've got an ongoing record of what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. It's at any given day, right? It's just like taking a picture. It's a snapshot in time of how I felt on this particular day, right? January 2nd, 2026. It's just a picture of that. And I like to do it because it's something I can look back on and see how far I've actually come and how many of those things I've already started to improve or knocked off my list. Like I said, a lot of the times when I'm making a list like this, these are lifelong legacy things that I'm working on that I want to see happen before I exit the planet once and for all. So for example, I want to be kinder. I want to be more patient. I want to have increased emotional intelligence, better decision making, better communicator. I want to be a better communicator. I want to be wiser. I want to be smarter. I want to simplify. Last year, one of the messages and one of the things I'm carrying forward from that is simplify. And I've actually been doing a few years simplification process because I have so much chaos and complication around me. I know that that messes with my results, and I want to have things be straightforward, flowing, and simpler, because often it's the simple processes that we use over and over again. Number one, they're simple, so we actually apply them and use them and take action and incorporate them into the things that we're doing. And those are the things that we will do consistently. And when we do things consistently, we get results, right? We get the results that we want, or we test and tweak to change things until we get a system that helps us get the results we want. And then we just keep doing more of that. What else did I say I want? I want to think for myself. That means I'm in a challenge right now, and the leader challenged us to give up the news for a week. And I'm like, well, geez, I gave up the news in 1985, 6, 7, somewhere in that time frame. I was in a training that encouraged us to take a 1 week break from the news while we were in this challenge. And I and a couple of other people, we just never went back to watching the news. And I'm very thankful for that at this point in time. Years of indoctrination, and I'd probably be a crazy if I'd listened to the news all these years. I want to be a better human. I want to be a better leader. I want to be a better family member, better friend. I want to set a better example for other people in the world, right? I want more impact and more legacy. I'm more geared these days toward how can I leave the world better than I found it, than I am some of the more material things that I spent a lot of years. My youngest granddaughter says a lot. I love that. She doubles up her a lot. And I spent a lot of years doing what I thought I should do and what everybody else expected of me. And it didn't turn out so well. So like everybody else, I can just decide one day, I'm not going to do that anymore. This is the direction I'm going to go, and figure out our new direction, or just what we're going to emphasize and prioritize. That helps too. All right. So what are we doing today? We are just making a giant list, however long you want. You can fill a whole notebook if you want, of the things that you want. And you can be as general or specific. My list is very general. You can be super duper specific. If you want a specific house or car or whatever, just spend a couple minutes visualizing that, and then write down a few key things about it that will immediately trigger you to think about that in a positive way. All right, that's it. Any questions about this? If you're not sure what to do, what do? You ask. Just ask me. Because if you have a question, someone else probably does too. All right, have an awesome day, and I will see Supersize You tomorrow.